Hello everybody, check this out. What an obscurity in miniature this is. Well, actually it is. Besides just being a US mail priority box, this is from Battle Valor Games, who recently had a Kickstarter for 15mm Samurai. And if you guys know, I'm really into my samurai. I can sing the Genghis Khan samurai song, but I'm not going to. So, right off the bat, I actually don't have a lot of samurai in 15mm. I don't have a lot of 15mm stuff anyways, but I did not order humans. They had a couple of different factions. They were putting together stuff for a fantasy skirmish game with Japanese, Sengoku era stuff. So anyway, Battle Valor Games, a new startup. I want to say this is from Ed Spateague. I hope I got it right. He's a sculptor, and obviously he's the guy that sculpted these, but I gotta say, there's a lot of character involved. One thing I like about traditionally sculpted 15mm stuff is there's just a lot of the human factor that you don't see in some of the more 3D sculpted ZBrush type models that I've seen in 15mm. Admittedly, I do have a couple, although it is pretty cool for when you get to do the big, tanks and vehicles like that. So anyway, these guys are all obviously based, there's 7 of them, so they're going to be based on the old Kurosawa Seven Samurai movie. Which actor is which, I could not tell you. It's been quite a few years since I've seen the movie now. Obviously, with that ramshackle armor, this is supposed to be Toshiro Mifune's character. His big Nodachi sheath, I'm assuming. Quite cool. Another samurai dude. And the last samurai dude. Alright, that's not actually what I was interested in. Oh, here we go, cool. As one of the stretch goals, basically if you spent more than 20 bucks, I believe, you got all the bits to make yourself a traditional fantasy Japanese dragon. This is going to be a fun one to build. I'm quite surprised at just how many pieces this thing is in. Base looks to be about 20mm or so. I don't know if that's a big size for 15mm. That's not my usual scale, I'll admit. I have no idea how that's going to go together, but obviously it looks pretty simple there. We've got the posts for the legs. What is this? Oh, the bottom of the mouth. Okay, mouth and the head are 2 pieces, and then all the limbs. And then even more tail, because why not? I'm not sure how he attaches to that base, though. Possibly by the tail. Well, gee, at 15mm, that's going to be kind of big. Almost as big as a human. Just, if you guys aren't familiar with the size of 15mm figures, you should have a samurai in there. Not a Inquisitor dude. That's not much better because these dudes are a lot bigger. There's a Malifaux and Shadows of Brimstone samurai. Alright, so getting to what I actually ordered was Battle Valor's Oni. I wanted to get an Oni army in 15mm because I've got a cool little rule set for 15mm samurai stuff. That is the Sengoku Monster Hunter game that Alternative Armies puts out. And while Alternative Armies does have their own line of figures, some of the molds, or sculpts I should say, are getting a little bit older. And these are still not Oni. These are Oni Hounds. It would help if I put them on camera, right? A little bit of flash, but, Jeez. How many of these did I get? Now, I opted for one of their smaller pledge levels. I want to say no more than... It was like maybe 25, 30, maybe 50. 50 sounds like a big round number. Whole bunch of demon dogs. I have no idea how I'm going to paint those. They're going to give my samurai some trouble here. Oh boy, here we go. Now let's get to the real meat of what this order is all about. Bam. Alright, so here is our typical Oni. Now, one of the nice things is even in 15mm, since they're going to be a little bit bigger, you're going to be able to get a lot more detail out of them. Got some heads on his belt there. Big old Tetsubo, Konobo, whatever you want to call it. So let's see, put him closer to the forefront there. So they got a good head or two on the humans. We've got mallet carrying Oni. We've got another pose with the Konobo, Tetsubo. We've heard both. Ooh, an armored Oni. No, he's not. This is Flash. Got a big sword, though. Let's put it closer. There we go. Let's get some hounds in there so we can see. Maybe grab another human or two. And let's see what else we have in the bag. I think I've seen that. Oh, here's an interesting one. A whole lot of Flash, but Oni with 2 swords and pants. That's interesting. Always reminds me when my kids were young. There used to be a song on the kid show, Okasan, or what is it? Okasan to Isho. They used to sing Oni no Pantsu. I will not sing for you today. I haven't had enough alcohol in my system to start singing little kid songs. Alright. And there's swords on. I'm not even sure how many there are. They just keep coming. There's another one with, oh, this looks like maybe a command one or a leader. He's got, looks like skirt armor there. A mallet and a sword. More mallets. Same sculpt. I mean, there's quite a few sculpts. I mean, I think I've gotten enough for an entire army. I was hoping just to play a skirmish game with them, but man. And you know what's funny is there's still stuff in this bag here. Let's see what else. Oh man, I got 3 more bags. All right, let's slide it all over. All right, what's in this one? Okay, we've got another Oni with a mallet and a hammer, a bent command flag, I'm guessing. How many flags are there? We got at least 3, maybe 4. And a little baby Oni. Okay, banging a drum. I wonder if he's like a musician. Ah, and this looks like my flag bearer. I'm assuming he's going to hold it up like that. Or maybe there's a better spot to hold it because I'd like it to actually stay on the base with him. And, okay, this is another flag bearer. See, he's got his hands open there. I'm just shocked at the amount of sculpts that they put out for this. I mean, it just keep coming. Okay, is this the same? This is a repeat of flag bearer sculpt. Okay, I got 2 of each. And then it looks like, I guess these are like part of the command unit. Drummers. And then I guess these are just boss Oni. Okay. Alright, let's see what's in the other 2 bags then. The pile of metal continues. Right. These look like smaller Oni. So I guess we have Oni and Dai Oni. Okay, he's got a barrel of something. So these ones look closer to, oh, he's only got 1 eye. That's kind of cool. More kind of yokai style. What happened to my humans? I'm like, let's find the humans and see how they compare. But they're buried, literally buried under piles of other metal figures. I can't believe how many figures are in this set. If this was $50, I mean, that's like, I can put together a Kings of War army at this point with all these dudes. Okay, so here's a regular human. Here is one of our Chibisuke Oni. And of all the ones I had to grab, I got to get the one with the flash all over his base. So they're actually a little bit smaller, it seems, than the humans. Just by a touch. Then you've got like the die Oni, which would be the big guys. And they are certainly going to outnumber. Originally, and you know what? What's crazy is, so there's all these different sculpts. This is just their Oni faction. They actually ended up doing a bandits versus villagers set, just like the Seven Samurai. So they had a bunch of peasants with, you know, hand weapons and farm tools, and then they had the Ronin bandit types and all kinds of sloppy looking armor. Had a couple mounted figures, and then there was an entire samurai faction, and then there was an entire undead faction of dead samurai rotting and falling apart. So I mean, they really went above and beyond what they needed to in terms of coming up with sculpts. I'm really impressed at the sheer variety of stuff I've got here. So absolutely, I'm going to be enjoying using these in that Sengoku Monster Hunter, and if I have my way, which usually I do, I am going to be getting in contact with them, and hopefully I can get a link at the bottom of this website, or in the comments to their website, and hopefully they'll be taking orders on stuff, because I absolutely would love to get my hands on some more of these figures. Did I show this guy? He looks familiar. Okay, so we had all the little Oni here. And then we have one last bag, and it looks like these are the large ones again. Alright, let's see what we got here. We have more mallet bearers. I'm not sure how I'm going to base all these. I have no idea. Usually whenever I've done 15mm stuff, which is very rare, it's always been on pennies. Just because, well, they're pennies. They're cheaper. It's cheaper putting them on pennies than it is on any, you know, an actual base. Now that dude, no, I guess sometimes it looks like they've got chest armor. Sometimes it doesn't. I'm thinking I'm going to paint them up in various colors of skin tones. Some blue ones, some green ones, the typical red ones. Man, oh man, I mean, I just got tons and tons of them. I am impressed by the sheer amount. Let's see if I can zoom out. So yeah, that's a lot of figures for a 15mm army. I mean, honestly and truly, I could probably put together a Kings of War army if I wanted to multi-base them for a 15mm warband. And with our humans in the mix, I mean, honestly, with all of the larger Oni, I mean, you could probably get away with using them for goblins almost in just about any regular tabletop RPG. I mean, look at these. There's just, they look like they could be deadly enough to be goblins. Let's grab a goblin here. I got a night goblin right there. I mean, he doesn't look that much bigger. Doesn't look that much more imposing either. And with all their little hounds. Now the hounds may not seem as intimidating to a 28mm figure. But again, I am impressed by how much stuff came with this pledge. So hopefully, I keep forgetting the name. Hopefully Battle Valor is going to have a website up and running soon so we can order these. I know they had ninjas, they had samurai rabbits like Usagi Yojimbo. They had all kinds of stuff in the campaign, and I really am disappointed I did not get more now because I'm really liking this stuff. Sadly, I don't have any kind of 15mm village. I do have quite a bit of the Kensei Plascraft stuff that Plascraft put out a couple years ago. So once I get around to building it all, I think I'll have a nice, fully realized 28mm Japanese village, which I'll have to do for now, but I'm going to have to keep my eyes peeled. If you guys know any good, cheap being one of the key operative terms there, of 15mm Japanese scenery, please, by all means, put it in the comments below. I'm always on the lookout for good scenery. Problem is, scenery takes me even longer to build than the models themselves usually does. So, very cool. I can't talk today, man. Battle Valor Miniatures. That's the name. Battle Valor miniatures. So hopefully they will have a website up. I'm going to put a comment section in the oh my god, I can't talk. I think it's time for bed, people. Good night. I'm going to go to bed after this. I will put a comment in the comments section from the Kickstarter asking for any further info, because these are just too cool to pass up. I mean, there is all kinds of stuff, and they had packs of figures that I didn't even pick up. I just got the basic army. I can only imagine what the other stuff in the pledge was like. So with that said, I'm going to shut up and I'm going to go to bed because I must be more tired than I realized. This has been High Lord Tamberlane with his obscurities, and yeah, these are definitely obscure. Obscurities and miniatures, saying, see you later and good night.